I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shorts on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm mad at options, nothing's working. I'm mad at service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye?
Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody is well. Hope everybody is okay. We are back with another stream, but slightly different. As you normally see me in the central position, chatting a lot of shit, going crazy. But today is a bit different. We have a special guest in Planet Faz. People are now traveling to Planet Faz. This is what I promised you guys. First, it was Saeed. We turned him into the Giddy Army. We turned him into one of our general. When we're online on StreamYard, they don't get converted that easily. I need them physically, and I brought him physically. He is here, the one, the only, Mr. Noordin, Mr. Structure. Thank you very much for coming, Mr. Structure. Yeah, this is like Murta and Arnold.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Yeah, just
This is the star.
Those of you know.
This is the star. I should give him a certificate called Giddy Army General.
No. The Giddy Army was rejected midweek, mate. They bottled it.
Second half bottlers.
Second half bottlers.
Bottle jobs. What do you call them? Scared FC or something? What do you call them?
Oh, cowardly.
Cowardly FC.
But I took that away now. I took that away because they turned up in the derby, didn't they?
Cowardly FC. Just increase Noordin's mic for me, Badri, please.
Yeah.
Cowardly FC. But look, he's here. He's live. A lot of people are in the chat. Big up to everyone in the chat. I'll come to the chat soon.
Let's go. Let's go.
But it's going to be an interesting show today. I've been wanting to get this man in the studio. And he didn't want to come at first. He doesn't like me. He may have his doubts.
Too giddy for me.
Giddy for me. But he's here. And the amount of giddiness I'm going to give him today, it will surely turn him. We are in a race. That's for sure. We're still in a race. I am still a strong believer we're in a race. It's probably the biggest game of the season coming.
Biggest game of the season.
In terms of not just for us, not just for Arsenal, but for everyone.
For the league.
For the league in general, right? For the league in general. This game will determine if they go two digits clear at the top of the league. So once again, we have to do the job, right? It comes down to us. I'll start off with your thoughts from the Palace game onwards. I want you to tell me what you thought going into the Palace game, and then what are you thinking after the Palace game?
Well, we had the momentum, and for a first half, obviously everybody was gassed, especially people like me. You know what I mean? Like the derby is a big thing for me, especially the noisy neighbours. They got louder.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, they've got louder, and especially in the last decade. And the derby was a game that I genuinely thought, if we had fit Martial, I know, I can't even say that word, and I can't even believe I'm saying that. Heads are exploding as I said the word Martial. Literally, something inside Vas is literally exploding right now. But big up to everybody, man. Listen, how many are we away before we even start that chat?
Oh, the subscribers. We as it stands right now, I think we're like 15 people away.
No,
14 people away.
Are you seriously? Are you? Some of you who are not subscribed but watching this, hit that subscribe button. Let's do the 10K celebrations here, bro. I'm here for the reason, man.
Yeah,
I'm here for the reason.
Have I brought you in?
I'm here for the reason. So let's get to 10 right now, people. Before we even get too deep into this chat,
we'll get to
about
10K.
Let's get into. Listen, people, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, become part of the nation. You know what I mean? The army. Yeah. It's a different nation, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? I've got the army. You got the nation. Eh?
You've got the ones that I come to when my giddiness gets popped, and then you come to me after the derby days and all
I get gas
after we beat the Scousers. We're the parade party.
That's how it is, bro.
The Benga bus party.
You know what? We're here. We're having it. We're mad for it. So pick up to all the Planet Vaz people, innit? Vaz Army, where are you, people? So we were all giddy. For me, it meant a lot to me, that game, because like I said, I watched many derbies. When we were winning league on doubles and stuff like that, Man City would turn up and they were sometimes getting relegated. Sometimes they were bottom of the table. And sometimes they'd be like midway, you know what I mean? Mid-table mediocre, which we have been for a long time. But still in a derby is supposed to be the equalizer. You understand what I'm saying? Where the derby is like, phone goes out the window. It's who wants it that day? Who wants it more? Who's ready for that battle? Who's ready for this? So for me, from that 6-3, I switched it off. I did a space. I'll remind people, I did a space at halftime because I was like,
I was there.
Yeah, 43 minutes.
You were going crazy.
43 minutes gone. I've never seen a derby in my lifetime where we were 4-0 down in 43 minutes. 43 minutes. So for me, I knew game was done. Game was over. It's no point of me bringing more misery on myself. So I opened the safe and did the inquiry. I started the inquiry. People usually wait. I was like, turn this off. I want to find out what's happening.
But I was there at the stadium, as you know.
Yeah, I know. And you stayed, Vas, and that's why I've got to big you up.
I didn't leave.
You know how many of my people that were there? Like they literally walked out. They're literally, some of them on the phone, in the WhatsApp group. I'm leaving. And then the other one's like, I'm leaving. Yeah. I'm leaving. So they all left. And to be fair, Man United didn't deserve fans to stay that day, because for that level of a derby, to turn up and to do that, 4 goals in 43, what could have been 5 or 6. For me, that's when I termed the cowardly tag. I said Cowards FC. It's not my name, this is Cowards FC. So I've been waiting, Vas, for me to either stick the name or to take it away. And to be fair to the boys, and I'm always fair, even though some people might think I'm not fair or I might be too over the top with my criticism. But I'm like, I tell it as it's the therapy. You don't go to your therapist, Vas, to lie. You don't.
Yeah, you have to be very honest.
Don't.
You have to face your demons and say it as it is.
You have to. Yeah. Painful as it sounds, you've got to say it. And as Man United, we have to. So at the end of the day, I took the tag away and I was gassed. I said, you saw me. Yeah. You saw me. When's the last time you saw me like that outside Old Trafford? Have you ever seen me like that outside Old Trafford?
No.
Exactly.
No. I'll be honest with you.
I lost my voice during the game. Yeah. So I was proper.
I thought you looked about 10 years younger.
I'm telling you, because you can do that to me, bro.
You looked like your knees were back to your prime days, bro. You were jumping. I was like a kangaroo,
bro. Those kangaroos getting nothing on me. Come derby.
I was very surprised.
I was bouncing.
I was very surprised. I
wasn't roly poly. I usually roll out of Old Trafford like lethargic and just roll out.
Yeah.
But I was.
I remember you used to hug me,
bro.
After we used to do last season, remember?
I used to give you a hug.
You used to give me a hug after certain games.
So don't worry, Vas.
And then now look, you all on me, and then we found Hamza. We trolled that guy. He had nothing
We-
to say.
We found Hamza, and Hamza, I told Hamza he's come to watch Man United.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've never been there before. I'm coming. And you know what? I love him. He gave a good as he got in terms of telling me it was a smash and grab. I'm like, Derby. In a derby, anything is possible. And
Yeah.
one thing you know when you're the theater of dreams,
Yeah.
anything could happen. So anyway, so going into the Palace game, Vaz, everybody's hype. Everybody's on the hype.
Yeah.
Everybody, and I'm like, listen.
We almost thought we were gonna beat them. Easy,
Yeah.
lightweight.
So and I said, I was trying to tell people, if you check the preview, I did a preview, Real Therapy, and I literally said, you guys don't know the history between Man United and Palace. The history is convoluted. If they become our bogey team, they have become our bogey team, but we don't beat them that often.
No.
In the past 5 years, they've had the upper hand, bro, especially at Old Trafford.
Yeah, we've not beat, and they beat us as well.
Exactly. Yeah, so I mean that was a Bruno setup, but let's not talk about that. Eh? That was a Bruno, like he literally did a ball through to them, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing, but it is what it is. But this time, I thought we first half brilliant performance, controlled it without really creating too many chances, but we controlled it. We were totally in control. They had a one Edouard.
Yeah,
Brilliant save, world-class save from David De Gea.
And good effort, very
That's
good
it.
effort.
Oh, fantastic effort. But that was their main threat in that first half. They didn't have anything else.
I was surprised they put Edward in the middle because
Listen,
that has been playing in the middle of the season as well.
I'm telling you, second half comes. Who turns up? Bottle Job FC, and none of the fan base were ready for it, bro. And you know how I judge Man United? My judgment of a team, it's simple. How many saves did their goalkeeper make? Did we hit the post? Did we hit the bar? Did we camp them in where we were unlucky?
Okay.
None of those things happened. We literally had a shot. I think Garnacho had a shot, and it was straight at the keeper. And actually, we created them more dangerous in the 2.5 minutes in injury time after they scored. They equalized. Right. Casemiro should have scored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we tried to create a little bit more. But then Wan-Bissaka came to the rescue, and it was then glass half empty, glass half full.
Yeah.
Because Wan-Bissaka is not there. Only he could make that tackle. Only he could make that tackle to save us. So at the end of the day, Bottle Jobs FC reared his ugly head. And to be fair to the team and Ten Hag, for 10 games we weren't there. You know what I mean? For 9 games we weren't there. But for me, there's an aspect of fatigue, not making excuses, but you see it.
We've got 3 games every week, pretty much.
And if you see it, we've played the hardest games. We've played all of the top 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've played all of the top 6, and we've played 2 more games more than Arsenal and City.
Yep, that is.
So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And then you know what happened, didn't it? Her Majesty. You know what I mean? Those of you who love the Queen and all that. But we could have played Palace that weekend because we could have come to London and played them.
Normally teams missed 1 game, but we missed
2 games.
And one was because obviously the couldn't pass an away, and then the second one was because they didn't have enough police to man the game. So.
And so that's what it was. So at the end of the day, we've played more games. And to me, Arsenal is a big game. Like we said, it's the biggest game in the season. Can they bury us and certify them winning the league? Or do we go there and get a result? At the end of the day, for me, I'm not here for this about Casemiro talk. At the end of the day, he was always going to play. The yellow card was always coming. You've seen this before.
Yeah.
But that's what we sing. Like we've seen it all. We've won the lot. We're Man United.
We're never gonna. We've seen it.
When we sing our songs, people, there's always a message behind these songs.
Yeah. True.
We've seen it all. We have seen it all.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, it was always coming. I actually thought it was a quite rash challenge. I actually thought at that moment he wasn't in control, and it could have been a different card. You know what I mean? Some people say they might want to bring in the orange card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was an orange card because that would be then you get the red to go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, we have to turn up. Whatever the plan is. The plan is to stay in the game for the first 25 minutes to half an hour.
Yeah, we'll come to the breakdown of the game. Let me go through the comment section quickly. There's a lot of people in the comment section. Big ups, Yuma says, like the thing, if you want to stay away from serial loser, Captain Harold Kane. There's a lot of talk about people saying they want Kane. Big up Logan.
Yeah, smash a like for Logan, man.
You know, Logan is very well known amongst these sides, and he's on your side as well. Yuma says, plus that English tax is disgusting. Most importantly, I don't want to help Spurs. I mean Spurs. Okay. Osihemo Sesko says, Logan, a lot of striker talk. People want I think today everybody wants to see some striker talk. Alicia, welcome to the stream. Says hello, Superfaz and Mr. Structure Legends. Thank you very much for joining. Big up to Lol Too Hard, who is the latest member of the Planet Faz residents as well. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you. If you want to, make sure you drop me a DM on Twitter and I will connect with you on social media, add you to the members only group, and you will also get to come on the stream as well once you join the members only group. So if you are wanting to come onto the stream at sometimes you want to call me out, you don't like what I say, you like what I say, whatever it is, join the group, join the members only club, and you can have that access. So thank you very much for joining. Big Rock says, is this an 8K camera? No, it isn't. It is a 36K camera. We have left 8K way behind. It is a 20K camera because 20 times
Man United. 20 times I say.
Terrence says, Faz, Uncle Terry is here to make you cry. United are favourites, though. I'm guessing he is an Arsenal fan. I thought Palace would get a result, says Terrence. Logan says, ETH has a secret meeting with Royce's agent. Marco Royce is someone that's going about at the moment. And please don't tell me about his injury record.
Simmer Frame FC.
No. How are you going to tell me he's
Simmer Frame
So what's
FC.
Martial?
He's 33, bro.
What's Martial then?
He's 33.
Martial is 36.
You were, to be fair,
Might as well be.
To be fair, you know what? I'll give you that. To be fair, he is playing like, and the injuries are coming like he's 36, bro.
Yeah, it's worse
true.
than Ronaldo.
Listen, you know what? It's true. Let me say something. 10 years ago, Michael Royce was a brilliant footballer, brilliant player. Michael Royce 10 years ago, when he was 23, 100%. When Man United would I take him to that squad 100%. Michael Royce now. I'm telling you, there's something with these Bristol University bankers. There must be some bonuses on their job, part of their job title, because what they're doing, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know how like Pokemon? It's like collect old injury-prone strikers.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon. They must be playing some sort of game and some bonus game they're on. I'm telling you, because you look at it: Zlatan, Cavani, Falcao.
Igalo.
Like the horse right now.
Oh, I don't want to disrespect. Man United fans are so used to mediocrity that they're making Wout Weghorst seem like a really good signing. You would deep down know it's not a Manchester United signing. It is another Igalo just stretched out.
Listen, the biggest thing for me is that we got to back our man in it. Once he signs for Man United and when he's on the pitch, we got to back him. At the end of the day, and it's him and the team and the manager with a plan for him to convince everybody that he is worthy. I actually thought he played well against Crystal Palace. I
don't think he played awful, but he is very slow.
I thought he brought people into the play.
Very slow. He's scary slow, to be honest.
Well, we always said that. Like, he's 30-year-old, 6'6" guy. And to be fair to him, emotionally flying over. I mean, come on, Vaz. Like, he sat there minding his own business in Istanbul, if I'm not mistaken, chilling out, just playing his normal in that league.
Who love him as well.
Yeah. And then he's at home.
That's it.
Phone rings and he's like, you know what? What? Are you pranking me right now? Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag. Me. Have you got the right number? Oh, okay. Ring me back because it's like I'm dreaming. So can you imagine the amount of emotional toil, him coming here? He's on loan from a championship team to the Turkish league.
Yeah.
And then Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag come knocking. It's, to me, I'm not too hard on him. I thought he did reasonably well. I like the touches. I like the fact that he can hold the ball up. I like the fact that he can play around the corner and he's a bit more of a footballer.
And he drags defenders with him. He's a big
I mean, the Bruno goal is the perfect example.
Yeah.
He makes run, two of them follow him.
Yeah.
And then Bruno's got the space to smash.
Acres of space.
Bruno could have like dipped it or volleyed it, kneed it, chested it, and did it overhead kick. Like he could have done all of that.
Time.
Yeah, he could have done all of that. So for me, he only trained, and the thing about it, people forget.
48 hours.
He trained with the subs because the rest of us just recovering from the City game.
Wow.
So there was a lot of ice baths, a lot of massages, a lot of work in the video room, you know, analysis room to say this is what we're doing. against Crystal Palace. This is how we're going to do it. And maybe one training session with the team, with him up front. That was it. So for me, of that, I expect, but I don't want to put too much on him. He should be physically fit. He's been playing in a professional league in Turkey, and I'm expecting a bit more from him in the next couple of games. But also the partnerships in it, how we're going to play, what kind of thing. There was a couple of misunderstandings, which is natural. And then we get Shaw, because only Shaw can cross the ball in our team. Everybody else is too shy. It's too shy to cross. You know, when it comes
Bruno can cross, but Bruno's crosses are too much.
Sometimes
overcooked.
Sometimes overcooked. What are you talking about? They're like burnt toast.
What about Antony? Like, talk to me a bit about Antony. A lot of people are criticizing him, rightly so, I understand. But a lot of criticism I'm seeing is, criticism is never 100%, 70%. It's either you criticize or you don't criticize, right? There's no, some people go overboard, sure. Some people start going abuse. But today, Antony posted a picture saying Arsenal, next up. He, like he does these videos. He posts these videos. The thread under the comments, man, people are going crazy. Some people are saying, you're next for the detention, Eric Ten Hag detention. Sancho's back and you're going. Get your boots, get your socks. You're going Netherlands, lad. You're going Netherlands. I'm like, wow, like Man United fans have no patience.
They booked this train already.
Yeah.
So straight after the game,
they're on
the
him.
Euro.
You're slowing our game down. This is not it. And me personally, I'm like, well, so what? That's, do you think a guy on Twitter whose name starts with UTD or MUFC something, he's got more understanding of what Antony's doing to their game than Ten Hag? Obviously, Ten Hag knows.
To be fair.
And he still plays him.
To be fair, it's good that you don't understand what they're saying. You know what? You know he's not going through all the comments and go in translation.
Obviously not. But ever since, do you remember when he first came in, he was lighting up players, man. He was doing Joga Bonito everywhere. Yeah. And all of a sudden now, fans have got onto him.
You know what it is, innit? Like I always say this, and this is one thing I'm always consistent. Manchester United always love a saviour because of the toxicity in the club for the past 10 years, Vaz. We love a saviour. We also love a scapegoat. So he's the scapegoat flavour of the month.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people are literally coming at me about Malacia. I'm like,
who? What for?
Saying that he's been crap all season.
How?
I'm like, this kid, from all of the things that I spotted when I watched him in the Europa Conference or Feyenoord, first of all, in the final Roma, they lost. He was man of the match. And I watched him for 4 games. The kid has got intensity, aggression, and he's a fighter. And I look at that derby game, and I look at Mahrez, and I know that some of these, like, obviously, tactic, what they call them? Twitter tacticians.
I like to call them, Twitter tacticians.
Right? They're like, oh, the goal was his fault. So if he would have left, he was caught in a hard on a rock place. If you look at the goal that they scored, Man City, some people are going to say, oh, well, he left his man. No, Mahrez was out wide. They tried to overload on that side. So they had, I think, I don't know, it was definitely Mahrez. It was De Bruyne that made the
on
run
that side,
yeah.
On the right
I think
side.
it might have been Rodri. So Walker, so it was Walker, Mahrez, right? Walker, Mahrez, and De Bruyne made the run. So he went with Walker, and Walker moved. He went and anticipated, but the run behind him, Casemiro was a bit too late, and Fred was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Fred
and De Bruyne was Fred. Who was De Bruyne's man? Fred. It was Fred. So he got the crossing, and people were like, oh, that goes, man. And I'm like, no. People forgetting Wan-Bissaka on that ball. I knew it was a goal soon because I know it's Wan-Bissaka. If it's Diego Dalot, I know he can fight and challenge for that. But soon as I realized it was Wan-Bissaka, that diagonal ball, Grealish has a jump. To be fair, it was a good ball. But Grealish, I'm like, you're next to him. You're not that far away from him. He's your man. Make sure you get touch tight. And that didn't happen. So people are like, oh, he played. But for me, he was one of the best players on that pitch. I'm sorry, Mahrez is the form guy for City. He showed it last night. Four goal involvement.
Yeah.
4 goal. Not one, not
fire.
2. He scored 2 and he made the other 2.
Yeah,
right?
He's on fire.
So at this moment in time, what did Mahrez do other than that one pass to De Bruyne in the whole game? Were you in that stadium, Vas? I don't know what people are watching it on telly, bro. But when we were in the stadium, were you ever worried when Mahrez had the ball?
Yeah. Yeah, because he still had, but I knew that our fullbacks are good enough to control them because all game, like Foden had to come off. So
what I'm saying, Mahrez for me, other than rolling around on the floor,
I didn't think he would have been more of a threat than De Bruyne, though.
So this is what I'm saying to you. So in terms of, to me, Malacia, literally bodied him, physically followed him all over the pitch.
Yeah.
Right? And then he's falling about the place. And he did not do one take on Malacia in that whole game.
No, he didn't.
Because you know why? What did Malacia do? You know what he did? Because Eric Ten Hag told him a specific plan. Make sure you do not let him turn you. Hit him before he turns you.
Yeah.
So
smash him.
And then people are like, oh, Malacia has been terrible. I'm like, the kid is in a different, come to a different league, probably the toughest league to play in the world. He's come from another bloody country. He's still acclimatizing. Yeah. He's still, and we bought him for 13 million.
Bench, the number one left back in the country, by the way, who plays for his country as well. Plays for club and country regularly.
So,
favorite from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to Gareth Southgate.
And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm bringing it in with Antony. So, and actually, both of them have surprised me because I thought it will take them longer.
And also, oh, by the way, Malacia, they said he's getting fed to Mohamed Salah. Remember his first game? They said he's getting fed to Salah.
Bro,
and look what happened.
Listen. So for me, in the biggest games for Man United this season, right? The only game that you thought it was a bit shaky, where Saka had him a bit, was the Arsenal game. That was the only game that you thought, okay, Saka turned him a bit more and give him a bit. But other than that, in the biggest games of Man United, he didn't let anybody down, mate. I'm sorry.
Do you think
so? This idea for me, where the fan base are so toxic, and like I wrote the tweet and said, Manchester United have 99 problems. Malacia is one.
Yeah, definitely not for me. He's one of my favorite players that has come into the
So the point I was making, and just a quickly to say that sum up was a long point, but say that Antony, brilliant start. Well, already like 5 goals. Do you know what I mean? Some big goals Man United needed. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just that people are getting a bit frustrated because one of the biggest thing that what is frustrating a lot of people is when we're on a quick transition, he is on a slow possession kind of game, and we're still the players that we have. We still want to do that one-touch football and then get a strike off. And he's like, I want to wait for people to come out. So he hugs the ball, he holds onto it, slows the transition down, and then we build again. And then the other team get back in play. So when he understands that he needs to quicken it up, and then we need to be a little bit more direct, I think he would be. I'm already hearing, we got contacts in it. When you live in Manchester, you know people. So already people are telling me, right, that he's already got a special program because Eric Ten Hag and the rest of the team are noticing what's going on. So there's already coaches with
100%.
him, with a plan, working with him.
100%.
So that's already in hand. So for me, I fell out with him, your Jogo Benito, because he joined Brazil. He said for 3 games.
Oh, give it a rest.
Listen, I fell out with him.
You do this every time.
I fell out with him, but then I'm like, I can't hold this grudge against him.
Thank you.
Right, I can't hold this grudge against him. So I've forgiven him for that, but he can't do it again. For me, he's on a yellow. Fast.
It's his country.
He's on a yellow. I don't care.
No.
You signed for Man United for 80 million, mate. I don't care about Brazil.
Firstly, the money's not my fault.
No.
It's your goddamn DOF's fault. It ain't mine. I had to go on strike to come to your club. I went on strike. I risked my whole reputation.
To be fair.
Come. I gave the club that made me, I threw them under the bus for you.
And that's the type of character that's going three games early and leaving us to dry to go to Brazil.
Vamos.
You ain't gonna start. I
Vamos.
I would have told him you're not starting over the other 2, mate.
It doesn't matter, but vamos.
Listen,
Brazil were favorites to win the World Cup as well that year.
Did you speak to me? Ask me if they were favorite. I would have told you
who
exactly.
was favorite.
I said it. It's on
no,
YouTube.
you never said Argentina.
You want to put money on it?
You said Argentina were favorite.
Turn me into a betting man. I said Argentina are going to win this World Cup. It's on United Real Therapy. Predictions before the World Cup. I said Argentina's to lose because I said now, and I even broke it down. I said this Argentina one that won the Copa America for the first time ever playing with a Messi. Understand that they work the ball, they hustle and fight, and give Messi the ball in the right places, in the right areas, at the right times. No other Argentinian team did that. So I said Argentina, and even when they lost the first game, I reminded them of Spain when they lost the first game against Switzerland.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
So come on now. Listen,
I remember that one.
I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
I wanted Brazil to win, but they didn't. But anyway,
listen, majority of people wanted to, but genuinely, I don't think Brazilian team deserves it to play like that.
I never hold it against players who want to go early to the
3 tough games. Villa, Fulham. Who else would we play? 3 tough games it was, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm injured. Oh, I might not be fit. I don't know." And then people You know, Fast, come on, Manchester's small, bro. People who I know, who know people, are telling me there's nothing wrong with him. Man ain't limping. Man ain't doing anything. Man has just gone to Brazil because he just wanted to be there. And I'm like, okay, you're young.
It was Villa twice.
Yeah, and I said to him, Fast,
it was Villa twice, and it was Fulham.
All right, and I said to him, you're young.
It was West Ham, Sociedad, Villa twice, and Fulham. So it was
4 games.
No, 5.
So I said 3. So you see what I mean? Even me, my criticism. I'm absolutely, listen, I am absolutely forgiving him. I'm still thinking 3 league games we needed him. I think you know what, to be fair, sorry that we didn't need him. I just think for me, it was the 3 league games that we needed him. The 3 league games. And at those 3 league games, he let me down.
Yeah.
But I've forgiven him. He's a young man. He's in a new culture. He's understanding. But boy, I know. Boy, better know now.
And let me go through some of the chat. Big up to everyone in the chat. There's a lot of chat going on.
Listen, Vas, listen, get the camera to me, bro. Get the camera to me. I'm gonna ask the question. Have we reached 10,000?
No, we haven't yet.
How many are we shot?
We're 8.
Are you guys? I'm not gonna listen, Vas. You're not gonna talk to the chat. Listen, Vas Nation, we're 8 subscribers away. Go and ring your pal, ring your nan, ring her friend, just to subscribe right now when we're live. We have to do the party, people. 8 away from
8.
10,000.
Yeah, 8.
The journey.
I remember
when the quickest. Are you the quickest to 10,000?
I was one
of the quickest.
October I was 5,000.
Well, that's what I'm talking. Listen, guys.
I have a post October. I was 5,000.
Listen, it's the fastest. Listen, Fast Nation. I'm sure you're a nation. That's why the name Nation Planet is the nation. Are you a planet, or is it Fast Planet, or is it Fast Nation?
Planet Fast.
Okay, so you're a whole planet, and you can't get 8 more subscribers to subscribe.
7. We're going up
7.
1.
Listen, are you?
You know that's what they do. You know YouTube. That's what they do. Yeah, they'll get you to 1, and they start unsubscribing.
What's that? Listen, where's that torture from? You know, when they one drip torture.
Yeah.
Where's that torture from? Some part of the world. Are we doing that water torture? Yeah. 1 drip, 1 at a time.
Let me read the super chat. First and foremost, Juventus have got a minus 15-point deduction. So there's a fire sale in Juventus. Woo! We might be looking at Vlahovic. We might be looking at a couple players there. Also, there's a lot of talk about Harry Kane to Manchester United. I'm hearing everywhere, left, right, and center, for 85 million around that price region. Apparently, Harry Kane would be open to joining Manchester United, but I don't know why Manchester United fans are shaking their backside, because we are not going to get any play with no money when the Glazers want to leave, right? The Glazers want to leave, so I don't know where we're going to get the player from, but that's there. And let me just quickly go through the super chat. Omo, big up Omo for the super chat, says Saka beat Malacia 2 times in the first 15 minutes. Match is 90 minutes. So he keeps it, he keeps it very. A match is 90 minutes. You've beaten me twice in 15 minutes. There's still a whole 70, 60 odd minutes left that you've done nothing. You've done nothing.
I said it in the big games. He's been one of the main guys, and he's been one of the guys who understands the plan and the tactics of Eric Ten Hag. But if you want to be toxic for a guy that costs 13 million, who has been in the country maybe 5 months, and you want to go and have a go at him, a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, I don't know how old he is, right? He's in his early 20s. You want to have a go at him, knock yourself out. And think that we've got bigger problems at this football club than Malacia. But you go and knock yourself out, people.
I don't know why Man United fans just need to figure something out to attack.
To be fair, you know what? To be fair in that, it affects us all. But we just need to call each other out on it.
Yeah.
You have to call each other out on it.
Sources indicate, I love Logan. You know, Logan is a proper guy, man.
He's proper fascination.
He's always there. And you know what? He's always in your stream, which I love. He comes and tells me, Faz, you're misbehaving. If yesterday I was misbehaving a little bit, and I'll tell you why. But it's like, Faz, get Mr. Noordin, and I was like, I'm not gonna tell him that Noordin's gonna come today. So I bet he was jumping. I bet he's jumping up and down right now, seeing us together.
Big up Logan,
I'll tell you why though. What happened? But he says sources have indicated that Harry Kane is open to joining Manchester United. Syria as FIGC prosecutor has ruled that Juventus will be given a minus 15-point deduction as a result of the plus Valenza case, club's capital gain violations. Malacia has that dog in him, says Starlord. Big up Starlord as well. I see you everywhere. Adil says, how many bloody special programs do these guys need in terms of, you said, the special programs? But I will say, though, reference to Steve McLaren's podcast with his son, I think.
Yeah.
The man has a special program for everyone, by the way, everyone.
Of course.
Special programs is how you bring the best out of each player. You know, when you're in school, certain students need that extra bit of love. They need that extra bit of attention. And some players, people, they thrive off that one-to-one. He even says, Steve McLaren, he says, in the 6-week preseason, he tells me every week or every 4 days, Steve, here's your 20 minutes. What do you want to do with what player? Benny McCarthy, here's your 20 minutes. What do you want to do with what player? And that's why Marcus Rashford is how he is. That's why Bruno Fernandes is playing the way he is. That's why Eriksen's giving you assists, even when he doesn't have legs, because he's working on every individual player. And as time goes, things are going to get better and better as he gets more time. Says there will no plan will work on Martial, and I agree. Handsome TV says Man United comes first, other things come after.
There we go.
I guess he's in agreement with you.
Can you please, Logan, do me a favor, Logan? Can you please have a count watch when we reach 10,000? Can you let us know, please?
We are 6 away.
Right. So 6. I told you it's a bit of water
yeah,
torture.
The water torture. Logan says 2.5 years inhibition for Fabio Paratici, 2 years for
Paratici.
Yeah.
Wow. So that means then Spurs need a director of football.
Yep.
Suspended.
2 years for Agnelli and Arrivabene, and 8 months for Nedved. Yeah. 1.4 years for Cherubini as well.
Suspended sentences though.
Well, yeah.
You know what that's called, Vas? Brown envelope.
Yeah, that's it. And Alicia says Mr. Structure certainly is a king, and he's definitely dressed like one today as well. By the way, guys, just as you can see, the Planet Faz. Nice. Just have a feel of it. I want you to have
silky.
And feel of this letter.
Hey, easy.
And then feel of this one.
Easy.
Yeah. So
the merch is out.
No, it's not out yet. It's not out
it's
yet.
Coming.
You need to give me your size, because if we be Arsenal, I need to print t-shirts.
Oh, good.
21, something is happening, and I'll get you your t-shirt as well.
See how good that is.
Yeah,
we're not doing. Listen,
you're wearing the t-shirt.
Listen, one thing I'm not. No.
Yes,
I'm not letting you do that. Listen,
if I give you a t-shirt, you're not wearing it.
No, I'm. Listen.
Wow.
Listen, if you give me the t-shirt, I'm wearing it when we lift the trophy.
No. But you have to get involved early.
No, early. No. Listen, we're not doing a City fan. So let me explain something to you. Jose Mourinho, 2-0 down at Old Trafford. They were going to win it in Derby Day. We went there, and they had everything set up. They had the fireworks set up. They had the t-shirts. They had the hoodies. They had everything set up. The party was to go. A guy called Chris Smalling spoiled all of that. Free kick from Sanchez. and Paul Pogba double.
I remember.
They had to postpone the party and the t-shirts. But some of them did have it on they won it on Derby Day. So Man United, one thing we don't do, we don't go early. One thing we don't do, we've seen it all. We've won a lot. So we don't go early.
Yeah. We don't go early indeed. But I kept the promise to the community. The community want t-shirts. They will get the t-shirts.
Listen, you gotta send it to them.
Yeah, we
gotta send it to them.
Bro, we international.
International.
We can. Anything is possible if you believe in God. I keep telling you guys, man. It's not. They have to play City 3 times. They have to play Newcastle. They have to play Chelsea. They have to play Liverpool away. They have to play Europa. They have to play FA Cup. There's so many games for them. They are not ready. They're left, right. They're Trossard. They need a Trossard desperately. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. It's not a scary deal. João Felix would be a scary deal. This is not scary hours yet. Listen, Arsenal still have that arthritis in them. Let's be honest. It's just not creeped up. Arthritis is there. Like Spurs, man, 2-0 against City. I even tweeted out, thank you very much, Con. He's wearing a wig. He's wearing a wig.
That Antonio Conte is wearing a wig.
I even tweeted that out.
If you know, you know.
But I was, after the halftime, absolute bottlers. Bunch of dossers. These guys are Tottenham are the worst. They should not even be in the Premier League. I swear. Fulham are better squad and they can hold off games better. They just newly promoted. Nottingham Forest. They beat Liverpool and held it off. They didn't let Liverpool come back. Yet these lot 2-0 in a silent stadium. The guy said, I want my fans back. Like he had fans in the first place. He didn't even have fans. And he said, I want my fans back. Man City fans, if you're in the chat, I know you guys are quiet. very, very quiet. But we need to stop Arsenal. Now, come and talk to me about McFred, man, because I want to see McFred this weekend.
The city is yours. The city is yours. 20,000 empty seats. Are you effing sure? Are they sure? That's what, like, come on, Pep. Come on. But I saw him. Did I tell you I saw him? He came into my workplace, my former workplace.
Okay.
This is 3 years ago now. And I said to him, Pep, you come to the wrong team. I said, you would have gone down in history.
If you came
I
to
said, look, you manage Barca. You manage Bayern Munich. Ain't nobody going to remember you managing Man City, pal.
Wow.
And you know what? He looked at me. As he shook my hand, he was smiling and he said, I said, look at our fan base. And you know what? He had nothing to say to me. You know, deep down when I looked into his eyes, he knew more than any other comment. That one got him. I said, you would be global
if he came to
I said there's Martians who are Man United fans.
Wow. He definitely messed up. He could have come to Manchester United and he fumbled the bag. But anyways, let's talk about McFred. I wanna see McFred this weekend because that's the only way I see the game panning out. I really, really do. But I know we said in the car, you know, we're not doing park the bus and all of this stuff. But I actually see this game panning out where he cooks McTominay. He preps him. There's no other way. I can see McFred and Bruno on the right. Pack that midfield up. Eriksen as well. Pack it up. Jam pack it. Lock it down. That's the only way I see it. You tell me. What do you predict his lineup?
McTominay does not start for me. He comes on in the game, but he doesn't start for me. He doesn't start for me because if McTominay was on form, I would 100% say that. He was injured. He's been back. He's been coming on in certain games, and I'm telling you, I'm not going to lie to you. McTominay on good form is this the type of game for him in terms of battle, in terms of make it scrappier, getting the Arsenal faces.
People don't want to see McFred. Even I'm the truth. McFred, not in a million years. Martinez and Fred maybe, but they don't. Martinez even.
No, so for me, like the only time I remember watching that game the Chelsea game, and I know that a lot of people are suggesting he could do it. That's an option. He could do Martinez because I remember Martinez did bits against Chelsea at the bridge in the Champions League. We watched it. We were all there. We were watching that game, and we saw it for what it was. So if he wants to do that, it's a perfect opportunity to do. Drop Shaw back, bring Malacia in. If he wants to do that, he can do it. Maybe it's an away game. Maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he wants a solid. But for me, I look at it, I think we go with Fred and maybe more of a diamond midfield. Because we know already.
But the diamond...
So the three are this. So let me explain this. So the three are this. So the three are Xhaka, Odegaard, and Partey. And then the inverted Zinchenko comes inverted.
Ben White
is nice. It's fine. He's on the right. But Ben White is not techie on the ball. We know that he's not.
And Zinchenko is not the fastest.
Yeah, so Zinchenko is techie on the ball, though. He knows how to drop a shoulder. He knows how to... He basically... He knows the system when he's drilled into that inverted midfield player, dropping into the middle. So, for me, do we match them? So, do we have Eriksen, Fred, Bruno, Martinez, and do we do a diamond in midfield to basically make sure that they don't get on the ball and they don't trouble us, their midfield players? Do we do that? Or do we just play the three and think, you know what, we beat you with a three, you had some possession, we beat you with a three, and we're gonna go for the same thing, and we're just gonna up the intensity and the aggression. Are we gonna do that? But like I said to you, Vas, it's the first 25 minutes to half an hour. That's when you know. When we get to half an hour, 40 minutes, if you're in the stadium, if you're watching, text me. We'll talk about the game. Because if Man United hold out till half an hour, Arsenal are going to come out the blocks. Straight out the blocks.
They're gonna be, the crowd.
The crowd, trust me.
That's what silence the crowd. Take the adrenaline out the game.
The Emirates library is gonna come singing hard for that first 25 minutes. Can we silence them? Can we take that away? Can we snuff them? We already proved that we can do it to the champions. Yeah. So if they're the would-be champions, Arsenal, because that's what they are. That's the conversation that people want to have. Would this would-be champions? Can we stop them? Odegaard, obviously, one of the best player, most sensational player in the team and the Premier League in Europe at the moment. One of the best players in the world. The way he's playing at the moment. Can Man United do a job on him? I believe if we have the energy,
If Fred,
so if you have the intensity, if we bring the aggression, if we get in their faces, if we make this a fight, Baz, we can be there to spoil.
yeah, but if Fred follows Odegaard around like he did with Kevin De Bruyne and manages to control him, and if McTominay, well, I don't see Eriksen doing it, but if McTominay follows Partey around, let's say, or Xhaka,
it's not going to be McTominay for me. It's not going to be McTominay for me.
You don't want to see McTominay.
I don't want to see. Listen, McTominay will have his part to play in the game for when he comes on. That's well, if we're winning 1-0 or 2-1 or whatever it is, if they're trying to get the balls into the box, hoof crop balls in, if they're going to try to do that, McTominay can come in and he can give a bit more height to the team, especially on set pieces or whatever. McTominay at this moment in time is not on form to start this game. And if he starts, for Man United to get a result, he has to have the best game of his Man United career.
One of his best games, yeah.
He has to has that. So
I mean, he nearly scored against Palace. You know, that penalty decision was a bit soft. I don't like to complain about these things.
Like, listen, at the end of the day, as a Man United fan and Man United, we already know that. Like referees, since Klopp came out, opened his gob, we don't get penalties. So penalty
decisions balance itself out. Like,
but one thing what we don't do is like we don't leave it to the referee. And in that second half performance, we didn't work their keeper enough.
No, we didn't at all.
So we didn't. We didn't. To me, we got off scot-free in that game. It could have been 2-1 to them.
True, it could have been. At one point, when I saw Eriksen chase Zaha, I was like, "Oh, this is it. Zaha's gone."
Good night, Vienna.
Good. And I like Zaha really. A lot of people know that. But once I saw Eriksen, stay in there, I was like, yo, stop the game, kick the ball out. He needs a breather because this guy ain't got legs. And then when I saw Bissaka, man, do you start that? Well, not start up, but do you think that Bissaka is now going to continually bench Dalot going forward?
At this moment in time, I think if you want to listen to what Eric Ten Hag says, when you've got the shirt, it's yours to lose, innit? So if he puts on a stinker, Diego Dalot is waiting. But one thing I would say is that Diego Dalot actually more than any other player in the team that's not worked with Ten Hag before. Actually, tactically, he is one of the best because of the positions he takes up. When we talk about rest defense, when we see him sometimes, he's like a playmaker. He's in the box, whether he's on the right or the left. At times, we see him in midfield. You know what I mean? Okay. At times, he's more forward than Bruno. You know what I mean? He's the furthest forward guy. So it is what it is, Vaz. So it'd be very difficult to see how you keep him out. But I want more crosses from both of them. We got the horse. Pick up the Weghorst, we've got him, and I need more people who can cross that ball because we need to. You know what? One thing we need to do with us, we don't score enough goals to win games. I'm sorry to say, I said, and I had a debate with Saeed, so shout out Saeed TV. I had a debate with him last Monday, and we were like, to me, Trossard, Man United could have gone for that 6-month loan, no option to buy. He's a guy who's on fire. Before the World Cup, he was the guy who was the main guy for Brighton. And then, obviously, I told everybody then.
Things went sour with them.
Yeah,
as well.
And I said everybody then. Did you see his agent statement?
Yeah,
he was never going. Listen, his agent just
after the World Cup.
No, basically a couple of weeks ago, his agent came out because what happened was that Brighton started briefing against him, saying that there was a problem with the player on the training. Basically, what they were trying to do is get him to sign the contract. Right, is what clubs do. They would try to get him to sign a contract on these wages. That's his last contract, by the way. That's probably his last contract in football. He's 28 years old, right? And he was like, nah, you don't have this. You don't have you're not giving me what I want. And then what manager does? Then the manager squeezes in and leaves the player out, puts him in the coat. You know what I mean? It's one of the oldest tricks to get player to sign a contract when it's 6 months to go. What happens is that clubs try to bully them. Managers started to bully them. Trossard wasn't standing for it. And then he was left out when before the World Cup, he's got a hat-trick at Anfield. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was the main guy. So that's what happened. But that to me is a smart business by Arsenal. And I'm saying that Man United, we don't score goals, Vaz. And for you, I know you're giddy, I know you think we're in a title race, but I'm telling you now.
Not in a title race, but we're in a race.
No, we're in a race. You know what we are at the moment? You know what we are? We're a one-person race. Listen, we're in a jog against ourselves. We're going around the blocks. That's what we're doing.
You know, Mo Farah's going to win the race. You know, you say Mo is going to win the race. You're still in a freak. But Johan Blake is still in the race. All those guys are still, don't disrespect him. That might as well run alone then. There might as well be no competition. This is a competition.
Crazy.
This is a competition.
Crazy.
We are 2 subscribers away from 10.
Hey,
Drip
listen.
in there, drip feeding.
What time? How many minutes are we on? How many minutes on? I can't see.
We've got about 20 minutes to 20 minutes for the stream.
Oh,
left.
damn. Listen.
2 subscribers.
Have we got a tune? Get a tune ready, man. We need to go to have a little party. We need to do something, Vas.
Where's Woodward when you need him? Where's Woodward when you need?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. You know sometimes the way Uncle, nephew Vas talks about the bankers, right. I sometimes think you're a plant. You're a plant from the bankers, mate. You're a plant that's come to disturb us. Let me. With your giddiness.
Let me tell you.
Sometimes I look at you and think, what's the difference between you and Manchester United propaganda?
Let me tell you what happened yesterday, right? So Yuma, who is a member of Planet Fuzz,
big up Yuma,
said he really likes Murta. He thinks your eyes is just. Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Carry on.
You're too much.
Carry on. Was it Murta? Listen, was that Murta's burner? Was that Murta himself? Did you check? It's Murta. Listen, now it makes sense. Murta is one of your subscribers calling, guys. Yeah,
bro. I won't be surprised.
Is that Murta army? Yeah.
I won't be so. He says that Murta madness is real. He says that we hide. He says whatever Ten Hag achieves this season, a percentage of the success. a percentage of the success.
Emotional damage.
It has to be credited to Murta for what he's done. He brought you Casemiro. He was the one that pushed Ten Hag. Everybody wanted Poch. Don't forget in the board. They wanted Glazers wanted Poch because of a yes man. He's the one that got Ten Hag. He's the one hijacked Malacia. He's the one that got Casemiro. He's the one that got Weghorst. He's the one that got Ericsson. Antony. Okay, the price tag is a bit. He's the one that went and did Garnacho. He's the one that went and did Pelestri and all of them, bringing these players in, youth players, before he was DOF. So credit has to be given.
I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to give me the right to reply for that one.
Okay.
Right, John Murta Academy, brilliant. Setting up the women's team, brilliant. Yeah, you could say that because the Glazers wanted to invest, and it was about the money that they invested. So in that sense, yeah. As a director of football, he is, to me, he's proven already what an absolute imbecile of a negotiator he is. Because it's not me saying it, Vas. This is not coming from Mr. Structure. This is not me, right? It came from a Swiss-based football organization that looks into transfers every summer. Whether it's January or summer, they look into it. Have a guess how much money Manchester United overspent on players in the summer.
This summer summer gone. If I'm not mistaken, is this 60 million?
77 million pounds.
I was thinking 60 million.
Manchester United overspent 77 million pounds. Now, I'm telling you now, in January, what would Man United have done with that 77 million? What kind of players, how many players could we have signed in January with 77 million pounds in their pockets?
Bloody hell, Arsenal just signed Trossard for 20 million.
Right.
João Felix would have been 10.
Who else? A right back, maybe, if we needed one. We'll let Wan-Bissaka go or whatever. Or we could have got another midfield player.
There's a couple of on floating about on free.
A striker, we could have got a proper centre forward if we wanted to. Yeah? Vaz.
I mean, yeah, we could have got
Vaz. I'm not going to lie to you. To me, he showed it. He showed everything. Listen to me. No. Him and his Richard Arnold, knowing everything they knew, knowing the money that's owed to Frankie de Jong, knowing what Barcelona's plan was, for them to go, we're gonna hold the whole You know what was coming out. You know what the club was breathing.
Yeah.
It was the updates in the summer was happening every 2 hours. The club, Man United, are not spending any money because the money is for Frankie de Jong. How much did we waste for? We're talking about Anthony Santos was worth what? At the beginning when the transfer window opened, Antony Santos,
57 million, 50 million.
Yeah, 50 million plus add-ons, right?
Yeah.
For whatever it is. And these add-ons are, he couldn't be a Ballon d'Or guy. He could be, Man United could win the league, couple of league titles and a Champions League, right? That's what the clause are really about, right? And we spent 85 million. We broke a record for area divisor for the amount of money ever. I don't think that record is ever going to be broken. I don't see it breaking in the next 10 years.
I don't think another team is going to
in the next 10 years. I don't see a player that's been, unless we've got another Messi or Ronaldo kind of level of talent coming out of the area division.
I don't think. Okay, looking at their talent right now, Kudus, Hakpo.
No.
Went for 30 million.
Listen, in that the stuff of Ajax, it's not going to be just an Ajax record. It's going to be area divisor.
Yeah.
That's the whole league's record, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's what it shows. So any man listen to me. Let me finish.
We got your manager. We have to give you premium as
well.
We took your manager. We have to give you a lot.
No, there isn't because you know what? It's the way that the Man United and the twice John Murta and Richard Arnold, who said, I'm not going to be involved. Well, both of them eating and dining, whining and dining in Barcelona. I know we love Barcelona. It's a beautiful city. You know what I mean? Hold tight, Freddie Mercury. You know what I mean? He sang that beautiful song. You know what I mean? That operatic voice. But we love Barcelona. It's a beautiful city to be. Beautiful festival. I used to go regularly.
Can you read this comment out? Because this is... Read it out.
Vas called me irrational, but I don't want a Scouser as one of the most important roles at Manchester United. This is me.
Yeah.
That is me. And you know what? I am tribal. If you're not tribal and not emotional, then you got no business being a football fan. Call yourself a football fan. At the end of the day, guys, 10,000!
Thank you.
Let me just say something. One of the hardest working people in the game right now, Baz, brother, genuinely, congratulations.
Thank you.
Seriously, you've earned every subscriber there. Ain't nothing for free. Nothing for free. You've earned every 10,000. So every one of those people. So people, you know now, quickest properly to get there. So congratulations. And you must share the secrets off camera.
This is what they do.
Nah, listen, we already know we're there. We already know we're there.
What they do.
We already know. Logan, stop messing about. Subscribe again. It's Logan. Listen.
That's what they do.
But honestly, big up to every member of Fast Planet.
I think for me, 10K has been a journey. But I always say this, I see so high that
listen. But you know what it is, isn't it, bro? Like the ambition. Listen to me. No, listen. The ambition is about the time that you get there. But it's not even to me. It ain't no sprint. At the end of the day, you ain't competing for nobody. No. You compete for whatever you inside you and what you envisage. And that's how much graft that you're putting in. But the biggest thing for me is that it's not a sprint. You know what? It is like Man United. We're going around the block a couple of times. So it is what it is. But to me, massive congratulations, genuinely. And I'm saying that it's not, listen, ain't a joke, because the amount of hours that you've put in, and the graft that you put in, bro, I congratulate you. And I genuinely mean that. And I know now you are on the road to 20K. And next minute, the rest is history.
Yeah.
And especially now, people. So if you started YouTube, let's say 5-6 years ago, YouTube then 5-6 years ago, even 7 years or even 10 years ago, it was so easy to gain subscribers. Yeah. Now the algorithms are messed up because mainstream media is where everybody goes to now. 100%. They've took over mainstream media, who were never on the YouTube, came into the YouTube now, and the algorithms is mad. So you've done remarkably well against all odds. Spitting Tupac here. Vas is sitting there against all odds.
I didn't think, when I started, I keep telling Buddy, I didn't even think people would watch me. I'm very surprised that people even watch me talk, let alone subscribe to the channel. Yeah. I find it absurd. I remember when I used to have 2 viewers. One was my phone, one was my laptop.
Big up.
So it's mad.
Nah. Listen, you know what, guys? Smash a like on the video, innit?
I always say this, the secret is no secret. I'm not a workaholic. I'm a worker path.
You know what? There you go. Bars.
Yeah.
Big up to every one of you. Smash a like on the video, innit? Because 10K. I told you, I came for the reason.
Yeah, you brought it with you.
I came for the
Look
reason.
at how it looks 10K on there.
Look
at how it looks.
Get a photo, man. Get that. Tweet that right now. Tweet that right now.
I have to take.
Let the people know on Twitter, man.
I have to take a screenshot of that. That's
Yeah,
an
man.
Amazing day of my life. Look. 5,000 October 4th. Thank you, subscribe. Thank you for 5,000 subscribers. Big up, huge amount of love for you all. I'm going to keep pushing and bringing you more quality content. Next stop 10K, October 4th, 2022. And my birthday next week. My birthday in 7 days.
Celebrations. Come on. What we doing?
Days.
Where we going? What we doing?
Normally, I don't like to stay in the country, but Man United is playing, so I have to stay in the country. But we will do something. We've got Reading.
There you go.
We got Reading, 28th. So my birthday is a day before. So we will for sure do something.
There you go.
If you guys want me to do something, we will for sure.
You know what? We'll go for some food, bro. We'll go for some food. And then, you know what? Another year, another blessing, innit?
I'm 27 years old soon.
Inshallah, brother.
You know, getting old now.
Mashallah, brother.
But I'm fitter than Martial. Anyways. Big up the super chat.
To be fair, the way that Martial's been moving, I'd rather have you than Martial at the moment.
Oh, big up Saeed, man. Big up to Saeed. I appreciate that. Game Fanatic says reaction to Juve being docked 15 points. Also, someone to add to that says, would you take that Serbian striker up front from Juventus?
I'm not going to claim, one thing about me, you know what's funny thing, the thing about YouTube and the thing about all of us who are just giving an opinion. Some of us have more insight and some of us have, more than others. But I never claim, and I will never claim to watch a player that I've never watched intensely. I don't know of Vlahovic's, I don't know of his attributes. Do I think he would suit Man United? The guy, when he was at Fiorentina, I'm friends with a couple of people who are diehard Fiorentina fans, and they've said to me, this guy's the real deal. Juventus moving to Juventus is another big thing. Is literally going to another football club that is a giant. The thing about my reactions to Juve, I loved Serie A. As a kid, I was a bambino, like a little baby. I used to watch Serie A in East Africa. We had Serie A. I never used to watch too much about British. I actually used to watch the German league, and then we would watch Serie A. So I grew up in this Italian dodginess. What's going on with the big clubs? You saw what happened to Milan and Juventus at that time when they were demoted to Serie B. So there's always a scandals around the corner. And I said to people, those who know what I'm talking about. I'm not just piercing, just like I said, I've seen it all. And I said to people, whatever they're doing, Juventus is going to catch up with them. Because I saw them giving Ramsey 400 grand a week. Vaz.
Yeah, I remember. That one was crazy.
I saw them scouring. You know what they were doing? Looking into everybody's contract in all these clubs who was at the 6 months left, who was coming to the last year. And what they were doing, it was promising them, because what happens, guys, the reason why they gave me 400 grand, because there's no signing on fee. And you know that, like, Pogba's going to be on decent wages. And you know that majority of players, when they don't have to sign, when they don't have to give a V to the other club, you get the majority of money. Right, and usually, a lot of the players they were signing who were they? They were people who were coming to the end of their career. Like Man United. Man United, as we're owned by the Glazers, Glazonomics, fetishizes 30-year-olds. That's why we link with Harry Kane. Listen, it's a fetish. I'm going to say it's a fetish, because we love 30-year-old players. We just love them. We love 30-year-olds, splashing cash on 30-year-olds.
I mean, Eriksen is 30.
So that's what I'm saying. Casemiro's 30.
Weghorst is 30. Bruno's about to turn 30. We don't have replacement for any of them.
Right, and we want Harry Kane, who's a midfield player. Now, listen, if the players are there, they're there. But the ones who are buying 30-year-olds. And Man United were never successful ever with buying 30-year-olds. They've never been. They might get one, like we did with Van Persie. But coming back to the Italy thing. And then they made Rabiot the highest paid player since he signed for Juventus. Rabiot has been the highest paid player in Serie A. You go and make that sense. Make it sense, Buzz. So I knew something dodgy was going on. And it doesn't take, you don't have to be Columbo. You don't have to be an investigative journalist to find out and go, something dodgy is going on here.
I thought they fixed their wage structure a bit, because their highest earner was Vlahovic. Well, as of right now, at 250.
Nah, it's still, Rabiot is still the highest earner at Juventus.
Is it really?
Because he got him on a free. They got him on a free. Listen, John Murtough embarrassed himself. Going back to John Murtough, embarrassment, flew to Turin to meet with Rabiot's mum. Easy thing would have been, Vaz, just a phone like that. Look, we know he's the highest paid player in Serie A. Do you want us to match that? Oh, yes, I want you to match. Actually, I want you to add another 20% to that. Why is he taking a flight, wasting Man United money to go and fly to Turin to hear that? That's what I'm saying to him in terms of negotiator. So don't talk to me about Murta. Do not talk to me about Murta.
They're even worse. I remember there's reports about them offering Chiellini and Sarri, under the table wages even after they had left 4 months of their wages, which is crazy.
Listen, those of you who don't know, Juventus is known as the old lady. That's the nickname, the old lady of Italian football. They've been dominant for a long time in terms of, to be fair, they're never in Europe, right? AC Milan, Inter Milan are the dominant in terms when it comes to European football in Italy. But Juventus have won more league titles than anyone else. They've always been dodgy FC. Let's get it right. There's a documentary. The reason why they got demoted and the brother, what's the player who jumped? He survived it. I think he jumped Passetto. I think he jumped off a building. When they were both getting done, him and AC Milan, they were getting done for fixing the referees.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, they got done the story because what they did with the referees, right? The referees, president of the Referees Association, they basically had him in his pocket. So if he gave a bad decision away, their former director of football, guy called Mochi, would just be on the phone saying that guy. They literally ruined linesmen and referees' lives. Some of them have left because of what Juventus, the pressure that's come on them to give Juventus, to say that you called a bad decision against Juventus, and all sorts of other dodginess. There's a documentary, there's a sports series documentary on Netflix. I forgot the name of it, but you can go and watch it.
I think I've watched it.
And he's on there, and he explains everything. So Juventus being dodgy.
Yeah. The dodgy dealings of sports and money bribing.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's on there, and listen, it explains to you. So for me, it is, but it is interesting. Like I said, what I say is a brown envelope for those FIFA generation who don't know what a brown envelope is. Vas, you're old enough to know what a brown envelope is. Brown envelope means that the reason there were none of them we're going to ever see a half an hour in a jail cell, right, is that because Juventus is still doing a bit of dodgy. Yeah, they're literally getting the best lawyers, making sure the prosecution's right. They're going to do their 50, 100 and 100 days, 300 days of community service.
Because it's as they like to call it's white collar crime. White collar crime, they always figure
they literally name that
way out. Let me go through some of the chat quickly. Someone says, if Conte walks, do you take Kulusevski?
Do I take Kulusevski? You know what? I do like the kid. How old is he again? I do like the kid. I want to provide competition. If we can.
Kulusevski is 20 something, 22.
Yeah, 23? I read. Well, to me, he's young enough even to compete. And then I'll bring Ahmad back as well. I'm not going to lie to you.
Would you take Richarlison?
I've said it. I said it before he went to you when Man United were like two strikers. Man United fans, were getting on to me. I said Richarlison and I said Jesus before that, and they were like, Jesus, Richarlison. Yeah. What are you talking about? Well, you know what? Both of them, I would take them
in a heartbeat. I would take Richarlison
and Jesus. And Jesus before, like for me, Man United should have snapped in there, and we could have done a massive sign. Welcome to Manchester. Welcome to the real Manchester. Jesus.
Big up to everyone who joined today. I appreciate all of you for joining. And we did manage to get to 10K. I don't seem to be that excited, and it's not that I'm not appreciative, but I'm
excited for you, Vas.
It's because I'll be honest with you, there is no talent. This is hard work. This was inevitable. There is nothing, people know I left the United View and I was very scared, but I left United View 3 weeks ago. And
why are you scared, Vas?
I'm very scared of being lonely all my life. I've been like that. My mother left. My mother and I separated when I was 18, 19. My father left when I was 16. I lived alone since I was 18 years old. So I'm always scared of being alone. I always like to be around people. I've always been a social person. So when I left United View, I felt like a stranded dog.
You're not alone, bro. You're in Manchester, bro.
I was that.
Bro, you're in Manchester, bro.
I was like, you know what? Mr. Noordin doesn't want to come to my studio. Saeed is obviously big fish now. I thought, how do I do this? But you know how mad it is. He knows, obviously, Badri knows, the producer, he knows. Every day I woke up, I gained 1,000 subscribers, which is absurd.
Amazing.
absurd. It doesn't
Amazing.
make sense. But
Amazing.
listen, subscribers don't mean anything. What means is the people watching, the community, the subscribers and all of that. These are just numbers. They'll come. They're nice. It's nice to look at when you look at it. But the most important thing is
Nice
the
the community,
quality,
to be fair.
the quality of the content that you put out, the community that you hold
To
together.
me, it's about the level of discussion, man.
You know,
That's
people
what it
come
is.
here, they tell me they've lost a friend. For example, Jigsman, a guy who came a few days ago, he says, I've lost a friend. I've come to watch the stream just to get my mind. And
That's it.
This is what it
That's
is.
it. This is it.
You know, people forget we're not robots. We're not,
100%.
you know, we're here to entertain and we're here to give you guys what we feel about the game that you may, you know, relate with us. So that's what we
100%.
do. That's what we do. And it's not everyday football, not everyday 4-3-3. Life is not all about football. There's more to life than just 4-3-3, 4-4-2. It's more to life.
3-5-2.
Yeah, or Conte football with 6 at the back, 7 at the back.
Baz, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Were you one of the people that were asking for Conte? Baz, I'm gonna get closer actually now. Baz, were you one of the people asking for Conte? I think that answered the question. Move on. What's it? Next topic. I've said enough. Did I get a hard time from Baz and Saeed and people like everybody else? I think I was. I'm not. Do I feel vindicated yet again? I strike again. You know what? I'm gonna have to get a mask. You know, and a mask to get it out, and a glove that says "We are vindicated again." How many times I get vindicated here? It happens to me all of the time.
Too many. I did.
I'm not lying to you. I'm gonna retire Mr. Structure. You know what I'm gonna call it? Mr. Vindication, mate. No, actually, the Vindicator. That's it. That's my new name. Planet Vaz.
The Vindicator.
The Vindicator.
Okay.
Listen,
we'll give you that nickname.
I never doubted him, but I didn't want any more chaos because Man United were already chaos.
Yeah.
I think if you get the right players for him, he can still do bits. I think he's good enough to win Spurs a trophy, but I don't think he was anywhere near.
He
in
likes
the Premier League.
ready-made players.
Yeah, listen, everything. I said it's Jose, and I promised myself, Vaz. I don't know, we didn't know each other then, brother, but I'm not going to lie to you, Vaz. Jose, the football, at times, I'm traveling home back from the game, and I'm walking into Salford. I'm going completely the wrong way. That's how dizzy I was. That's the whole thing. I'm getting my bike. I left the game early, and United stamp are there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Lukaku." The whole story of how I got into YouTube is there with not just Saeed, but also why I got into the United Center. Literally, I came out of early, Crystal Palace actually, 0-0, not even any shots on goal, not even any football. I walked out as I'm about to get on my bike, get my high vis jacket on, because you know how they get out. People are driving to the stadium. I'm like, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes door to door on the bike. When everybody's sitting there
in the traffic, I'm
like, see you later.
Yeah.
I'm done out here. And the biggest thing is that's how it was. So I do not want the style of football was the biggest thing for me. We've seen it all. We've won the law. So you know what? It matters to us the way we play, Vaz. It matters. The football we play matters. And that's why I didn't want Conte, because I didn't want Jose for another Jose, 2 years, win a trophy, and then leave havoc. Listen, Conte is a madman. He took Chelsea to court. He took Ibrahimovic and they weren't Chelsea then. They were Chelsea.
Yeah, and they he did win Premier League on his first season as well. Let's not forget.
No, 100%.
He's still a very good manager. Maybe.
I just genuinely do think no way can you win the Premier League playing that type of football now. You can't. You know why you can't? You have to score goals. The trend has been set. You know the football, it goes in cycles, isn't it? There was times where a defense wins you the league, right? You just need to pop up. Now, I think the amount of goals that get scored, how the game has changed. You got everybody. Listen, you got Nottingham Forest rolling out the ball. The bottom of the league are rolling out the ball, playing the combination, try to overload you on one side. You know what I mean? And then switch the play. Like, football now,
it's changed so much.
Listen, it's changed, and that's even in the last 5 years.
The number 10 position is disappearing.
Yeah, Yeah, listen, it's all system now. So at the end of the day, you need to be able to good enough as a team. You can't just rely on just good defense to win a league now. You can't. So you got to attack and win the points.
Let me read the super chat from Omo. Thank you very much, Omo. Appreciate you as always. Says, shut up, Faz. Have big chest. There is hair on it. He's a very simple, straightforward. So as you know, I stick my neck out. Forget City, forget Haaland, forget Jesus, forget all of these. We smashed them all, and we have been smashing them. I'm sticking my neck out, and I said, Garnacho will make Kubli Pulau of Ben White. Rashford will make that favorite fish of yours out of Zinchenko. I'm telling you right now. Fred will do a job. We won without Martial and Casemiro. Noordin, we can do it. We can do it. This manager has done miracles.
No, he has. Listen, like I said that on the United Stand for. I said he's literally got scraps and he's producing magic. But at the end of the day, to me, this game, zero motivation for Manchester United players. I don't worry about these games, because at the end of the day, it's a big game. First goals really dictate the way the game goes usually. And any team on the day can win it, right? It's the Palaces, it's the Southamptons, it's the Leicester, it's those type of games where everybody who plays for Manchester United now, every player that we bought this summer understands and knows the rivalry between Manchester United and Arsenal. And I tell people, the Battle of Old Trafford, was that 30 years ago? If I'm not mistaken, was it 91 or 90? Was it 91, 91?
I was still a seed.
So for me, if you know people, go and check it out. Brian McClare and Nigel Winterburn, right? Go and check it out. It's known as Battle of Old Trafford. 25-man brawl. Both benches on the pitch.
Wow.
Brawl. They beat us 1-0, I think it was. And they went on to win the league, I think, that season, if I'm not mistaken. But we both got deducted points, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Maybe somebody in the chat can let me know.
Well, I don't think anybody in the chat is that old.
Now, FIFA generation, you got Google fingers, innit?
Yeah,
you got the fingers.
We don't use finger. We just, hey Siri.
Listen, honestly,
he even came up. Hey Siri comes up. Ronald, big up with the super chat, says, congratulations on 10K, Faz. We are going to reach 100K soon enough. Noordin, you are so right about Martial. We need to have Martial to go out of the club. We need quality players in the squad, but Arsenal next.
For me, I've said it. I've done a video. I've discussed Martial in length. I'm not as brutal as Vas. Vas gets triggered, genuinely. If one player at the Man United squad now triggers anybody, because deep down, you know what it is? Vas really loves Martial. And the idea of Martial letting him down and down and down because of his injury, not the way he plays, but his injury, it's killed him and it's literally sent him to the woods. You know what I mean? He's in the woods. So at the end of the day, to me, you're 27 years old. You can't keep fit. And then, listen, 22, 23, still, you're just coming out of the growth spurt. You're coming out, you get into being a professional to make it. It's very difficult. Yeah. Listen, 27.
Your peak.
You have played football
peak
at a top level for a long time, for 8 years almost. And you can't get your body ready. And it's exactly the same. Look, if somebody like Diego Dalot is taking himself to China to go and sort his body out, to go and see the specialist in Chinese medicine.
Wow.
What's Martial doing? That's the question I ask. And same thing with Varane as well. For me, if your body's breaking up, what is it you're looking at? And I just bring a classic example. Look at Djokovic in tennis. I love tennis. Tennis is one of my second sports. I love tennis.
Yeah, I've known that.
Djokovic, go and check out Djokovic. When he was winning, he was talented as anybody, as Nadal, as Federer, as Murray. But you know what? At a certain time, he wasn't winning. You know what he did? He looked at everything. He
took a step back.
Listen, he looked at he analyzed he got a team, and they analyzed everything. Urine samples, how he digests food. He found out that actually he was a celiac. I think he might be celiac. They're saying we can't eat wheat or gluten. It's like he can't eat any gluten. He found that out. The man turned his body into a machine. It's possible. Before that, he was getting injuries. Sometimes
even
going
I
out.
think what's his name? Our British tennis player.
Oh, Murray.
Murray as well.
Yeah. Murray.
as well.
Listen,
he was done out.
Listen. At the end of the day, Murray pushed himself so hard to his body that he had to have a hip operation.
Wow.
And that at that age, is a massive thing. They had to carve out aspects of his hip.
Wow.
That's how mad it is. So at the end of the day, shout out Murray, by the way. He won the other night spectacularly. I don't know.
2 sets down.
Yeah. So big up to him in 5 sets. I don't think he's going to be through to the next. It'd be a miracle if he goes into another 5 set. But bringing it back to Arsenal, Vas, at the end of the day, put tactics aside. Put game plans aside. It's Manchester United visiting
Emirates. Highbury Library.
No, I remember going to Highbury Library. I'm not lying to you. I remember me doing this like that. Highbury Library. Shout out if you know Jeff, you know from uni.
Big up to everybody in the chat. I appreciate all the chat. There's so many chat. I'm the truth says I don't want to see Martial in a United shirt ever again.
No, I won't go that far. You see what happens. See, Planet Vaz has literally indoctrinated you, conditioned you. Listen, in that game, in the derby, that first half, look at the way we played. And even when he wasn't fully fit, he still offered something.
Lord,
He did.
You are one of the highest earners in the freaking league.
100%.
I'm paying you one of the highest in the league to do half the job of everyone.
True. I give you that.
And you waffle on about.
But he did it though.
Woodward,
but he did that. But and that's what I'm saying to you. For me, I'm not gonna lie to you. What would be if I had the fitness? Would be wage structure is if you keep getting reoccurring, you pay the club back.
But players won't sign then.
No. For me, you put it in. If you can't stay, if you look after your body and can't sustain 40 games a season or 50 games, if you're not available for 40 at least out of the 50 games a season in all competitions,
he's not played 190 minutes in 2 years.
To be fair,
let that sink in. Let that marinate.
Listen, 100%. I understand that, but to be fair,
250 a week.
Listen, to be fair, at times in games as well. Eric Ten Hag has been bringing him off to protect him as well.
And I don't need that. I don't need protection. In war, there's no protection. Imagine the colonel.
Now you bring an armor. Now you
front line saying, "Yo, come back from the war."
You bring an armor. You need protection. You need a viz. Listen, Vaz, you need a high vis. You need a stab vest.
You want to go to war with high vis on?
Nah.
Give it a break.
No high vis, a stab vest. Sorry.
Oh
a
my
bulletproof vest.
No, take everything off and let's go clanging and banging. This is Manchester United. This is Wayne Rooney, big stud, smash someone. This is Wayne Rooney stepping on John Terry. This is Rio Ferdinand putting his life on the line. This is Van Nistelrooy, man.
Listen,
this is Van Persie.
Those players
scoring bangers, going celebrating with the fans.
Listen,
this is not about black gloves. This is Wayne Rooney telling Lingard, take your freaking gloves off. You donut. Take your gloves off, you donut. This and people, Manchester United fans, have glamorized models. We have glamorized haircuts and models and
thanks
black
to
gloves.
Thanks to
I'm not even.
Thanks to.
I plead the fifth.
No, to your gang mate.
I plead
to Woodward and your gang mate. The people that you chill with. Sometimes, I see Vas going into it and I think, where's Vas going today? I don't say a word to him. I see him, we're all outside Old Trafford. We're walking in and I see Vas getting like the VIP section. And I'm like, yo, what's going on, people? What's going on? You see, the secrets are coming out.
I am finished.
Hey,
Noordin is exposing.
Hey. Listen,
everybody wants a piece of my seat. They want a piece. No.
Listen, we're not. We're happy. We're happy for your seat. Brilliant. Halfway line.
They want a piece
halfway line, mate.
But listen, big up to everyone.
I actually think if you take a really powerful mic, there's mini mics. You can literally hear what everything Ten Hag is saying.
Yeah, I hear anyways.
Yeah,
I hear when I had to.
Do you ever give him a listen? Let me sit next to you and I'll give him a little bit. I'll talk to the players. I'll be like, Eric.
I have the famous video that went viral of me telling David De Gea sign the contract. That when David De Gea is looking at me thinking, who is this guy? Everybody, people shout like, David, sign the shirt. Me, I'm saying, sign the fucking contract. Forget the shirt. Sign the fucking contract, bro. I don't need that shirt signing.
This is not messing about.
I'm there telling Rush. I told Luke Shaw, stay in the gym. I told Luke Shaw when he signed, stay in the gym. I told Dallo, please.
Now, to be fair, you know what? Somebody was driving him, but I saw somebody driving Garnacho. the other day, and I just said to him, "Listen, sign the contract, man."
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
just smiled. I said,
yeah,
"Sign
yeah,
the
yeah,
contract."
sign the contract.
And I said to him, "No word of a lie. Work on your tracking back, man."
Yeah,
We said we're happy. Everybody's off the seat, and he just smiled. I don't know if he understood everything, but he just smiled, innit? He just smiled like that, looked at me and smiled.
he don't speak much. He's very, very conservative. But listen, there's still a lot of people in the chat. Almost says 1-0 loss in 1990, and both teams got points deducted. That was the one.
See, my memory is good in it. Look how my memory is,
Almost
people.
there. But yeah, big up to everyone. I appreciate you. Thank you all for joining today. We will be live in Mr. Structure's stream very, very shortly, in about 10 to 15 minutes. So make sure you go over and check that out. Shiko says, how did you get legend like Noordin to be on the stream? And he's not just on the stream, he is live. I can touch him. This is a real man. Go. This is not
live in the studio.
Like I say, I'm done with this E stuff. We are real life people, not the E-Reds, not the electronic stuff. This is real life. We go to the games together. We'll be in the studios together. And there'll be more stuff like this, won't it?
100%.
Please, can you clip this? He said this. There will be more stuff like this.
100%.
Because this man does not reply to my text at all. But he's here. And he will be live.
They're exposing me live on YouTube.
From this location, he will be live on his channel. So make sure you go and check out his channel. The blue title link is in the title. So make sure you go click that button and it will take you straight to his channel without even leaving the stream. And you can go and drop a like on his stream before you enter. Take your shoes off. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. He is the one that will keep you calm when I am kind of injecting venom and giddiness in you. And I'm sorry, this is sweet chili. That's what this is. This is sweet chili.
You know what? It's where the yin and yang.
Yin and yang.
That's it. That's what we are. Different perspectives, different, like I said, nephew Vaz.
Seesaw. That's it.
The nephew's done well.
That's it. But thank you all for joining. Any final message before I wrap this up?
Listen, big up to everybody. Every one of you subscribe, by the way. Everybody, I said I came here for a reason, in it, and you vindicated once again. And so big up to every one of them. Big up to our producer, to our brother as well. And I will say, Planet Vaz Nation, massive.
That's your camera.
Listen, you've been absolutely superb tonight. And we are on the brink of one of the biggest games of the season. For me, intensity, aggression is at the minimum. I don't mind losing to Arsenal. Arsenal can go and win the league. But you know one thing? I want to look at that team after the game, and for me to sit there and go, you know what? They gave it today. They were just unlucky. I want to be able to say that, because you know why? There's a right way to lose. There's a right way to draw. And there's even sometimes a wrong way to win. But you know what? By any means, Manchester United need to get a result on the weekend. And if they don't get the result, I have to be able to say, Ramsdale made saves.
Yeah.
We worked them. We were just unlucky today. And you know what I would say? Because I say that because we've seen it all. We've won the lot. We're Man United and we're never gonna stop. Ole, 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 ola. Ole, 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 ola.